This is Charles Haley. You're listening to Nothing But Niners.
So now they've got to start from deep in their end of the field, and Garrison Hurd takes advantage of it. He takes the handoff, sweeps to his right, gets to the 20. He's at the 30, needs to cut in. He comes back up the right sideline, breaks the third tackle, comes down to the 30. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. He's down to the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! 96-yard run from scrimmage. Garrison Hurd.
Young, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, cuts back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. He died. Touchdown, 49ers.
7 27-yard line. 49ers into the backfield. It's on third down. He'll take it himself. For a first down.
Left hip. Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking down in the post, and it's good! Touchdown! Touchdown 49! It is second down. Ryan takes the snap, goes to slant to the left side. It's Russell, intercepted! The 49ers pick it, and Navarro Bowman is redemption! Navarro Bowman running it all the way for the touchdown!
Kaepernick shoots it. Hold everybody. Colin Kaepernick. What a game. Touchdown.
Yeah. Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? The Nothing But Niners crew is back. We're here to bring you guys another fun-filled episode, man. I got my homeboy, Nick. What's going on, big dog? I see you over there looking slick in the red, man. What's going on with you?
What up? What up? Chilling, man. Chilling. Long day today, but I'm here and ready to rock out, man.
Hell yes. Hell yes, man. You know, I've missed you guys, man. You know, I know we do Tuesdays, Thursdays, and we try to do a show on the weekend, but when we don't do a weekend show, man, I feel like I haven't talked Niners and it's just too long. It's been too long, and I'm not used to it, man. It kills me. I'd be like, all right, man, like, we got to do something. And, you know, it's the weekends, you know, people are busy and stuff, but I really, really miss coming on. I got to figure out something where we can do a couple more shows throughout the week because I'd be jonesing to talk Niners, even if it's repetitive. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I'm going to be jonesing once I get my ass back to these two jobs.
Yeah.
Because unless we're starting a little bit later, it's going to be really hard for me because I'm going to be leaving my house at like 4 a.m. and not getting home till like 10:30 p.m.
You're going to be wanting to go to sleep. So even if you are back in, you know, in time, you guys are going to want to go to sleep.
I was doing shows before with two jobs when I was getting done at 1:30 in the morning, but, you know, we were kicking it and doing all kinds of stuff then. But
yeah,
being out for 3 years and getting back into the grind, man, I'm like,
I'm happy for you, though, man. It's a big step in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the Niners is also all about this year. A big step in the right direction. Haven't done this in a while, but I do think we should go through the formalities. So you guys, I know we've been just popping up on the screen, but we are going to go through them really quick. This is your first time here on the YouTube page. We thank you guys for checking us out. If you enjoy the show, please hit that like button and also subscribe. You're going to want to turn on your notifications as well. We do impromptu videos to discuss breaking news and things like that. So make sure you guys have your notifications turned on. Also, there might be times during the week where we have a Tuesday or Thursday show, and we just don't know exactly what time we're going to be able to start it. It's important to have those notifications turned on because we can't always set it an hour in advance. So make sure you guys have those turned on, okay? We have a couple social media platforms we want you to follow us on, Twitter and Snapchat. Those handles are Nothing But 9 ERS. That's Nothing But 9 ERS. We have Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitch. I hear Twitch is making a move. People are really getting over there for stuff, and we've been posting every video you see here. You can also find it on Twitch. I hear that you can post polls while you're live in Twitch, like the host can do it. Now, I don't know how that works because we're live on this, and I don't have an option to post a poll. So I don't know if that's like I don't get that.
I'm not sure. I know that I do see people do it, but it also probably depends on their program they're using. So
they're probably actually on Twitch.
Yeah, they're probably either actually on Twitch or they're using like OBS or something like that to where we don't use. So.
All right, but yeah, that's enough of the formalities. You guys see the name here. I'm 49ers Mike _NFL, and over on my right, your left, is my man Nick. He is 49er Faithful 365. Look at him pointing right to the corner, man. You got it down finally. Now you're gonna leave. Look at you. You finally get the pointing down, and now you're about to dip and be doing and working and shit, man. It's crazy. That is crazy, man. But we heard a lot. The 49ers rookie minicamp was underway. We discussed parts of that on the last show, and now they're at OTAs 2 days in, and we've got some news to discuss, man. We've got some news to discuss. But before we get to any of that, was there anything that you heard in particular that stood out for you?
The injury, Jeff Wilson. I think this is why the 49ers drafted 2 running backs. So I think they knew about this because – they said it's going to be 4 to 6 months before he comes back. He just had the surgery, so I think they already knew about this. And I think it was an off-season injury, obviously, but I'm not sure if it happened at OTAs or things like that. So, but yeah.
Oh shit! I forgot to post that. Keep talking.
Yeah. So, Jeff Wilson Jr. First injuries out of camp news, I guess you could say. Is probably the biggest thing that caught my ears and my eyes, I guess, because that is the reason why we probably took Trey Sermon as well as Elijah Mitchell, right? Is that what it is, Elijah Mitchell? Mm-hmm. So it's pretty interesting to because we went into this draft this year saying Niners don't usually draft running backs. They don't usually draft running backs, and this year they took 2, so it was pretty interesting to see. And now we actually know the reason, probably part of the reason why.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm going to read this, then I'm going to run it back a little bit. This is from a tweet from My Sports Update, also NFL Update. 49ers running back Jeff Wilson will miss the start of the 2021 season due to a torn meniscus, per Mike Garafolo. He recently underwent surgery and is expected to miss 4 to 6 months. Wilson led the team with 600 rushing yards and had 10 total touchdowns last season. That's a lot of production that we're going to be missing. But what stood out to me about this tweet and all the news was 4 to 6 months.
Yep.
For a meniscus? That's not right.
Well, it's the same as the ACL, but the meniscus is just the other tendon in there. So meniscus control, ACL is up and down, I believe, and meniscus is side to side. So
yeah, but I thought it was from 3 weeks to 3 months. Like now, see, I'm no doctor.
No. You're probably thinking of MCL.
No,
like
bro. I googled torn meniscus surgery recovery time, and it says 3 weeks to 3 months.
I guess it kind of depends on where the tear's at, or how bad the tear is.
Here, can I do a screen share? Will it let me do that with it? I've done that before. Hold on. Let me see if it'll let me just do the one window. Hold on. Chrome tab. Torn meniscus. Look at this. Check this out. Boom. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Look at that. Recovery time from meniscus surgery can range from 3 weeks to 3 months. It does say or more. The nature of your injury, the type of surgery you had, your overall health, and your commitment to your recovery plan all affect when you will be back to normal. So, man, it's just so depressing, man. I'm just enough already. You know what I'm saying? Like enough.
I mean, look, I'm glad Breezy's not here right now because he's going to be blaming me because I was talking about injuries and staying healthy. But hey, it's football, man. It's football. 4 to 6 months. Look, we're only in May, so we still have June, July, August, September, 4 months.
It should be back around week 4 or 5.
Right. So, we're talking if surgery went well, if recovery goes well, he could possibly be back in after the bye, depending. But this could be another reason that Gallman is here, as well as the other 2 running backs. The Niners didn't take no shit this year with injuries from their quarterbacks, right? They loaded the room and spent a ton of draft capital on one. So you go out and get Gallman, then you draft 2 running backs, You have Jeff Wilson here who can recover and come back. Then you have Mostert here as well. And Mostert and Wilson are both on contract years. So, and then you have Hasty coming back. So, you have a lot of guys that can actually step in. And I like Jeff Wilson. And last year he was on my bubble of making this team. And it's pretty much still the same this year for me. I still think he's one of those bubble guys who's, right there on the edge of whether he can make it or not. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Because if Trey Sermon comes in here and balls out, or Goldman balls out, or Elijah balls out, bye-bye, Jeff.
The one I think that the team, I don't know if they knew something about this, because if this is an old injury that we're just now hearing about, that means that his recovery is even longer than what's being reported. You know what I'm saying? So that would mean that something went horribly wrong in the surgery. So I'm hoping this is something that's new. Otherwise, this could be a career-ending injury. Not because he could never bounce back from it, but running backs are a dime a dozen, and what's his value going to be for somebody coming off of that kind of injury and not playing for, 6 months and whatever? Like we need him to come back for his well-being, for his sake.
Right.
We need him to come back from this pretty good. We saw the videos of him with his mother or grandmother on Mother's Day on his social media platforms, and he didn't have any kind of knee restraints or anything like that on. So I thought everything was cool. You know what I mean? So
I'd like, and it came out after the whole press conference, so nobody really knows when it happens, but I believe it'll probably be asked next press conference.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
So,
all right. So we got a couple of other things to get to from today's practice. Let's get with the injury report and some news here. It's going to be from Matt Mayoko. The 49ers wrapped up a 75-minute practice that consisted of just one 11-on-11 period. Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance both completed their passes to Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. Now, I want to stop here. If there was only one 11-on-11 period, does that mean they alternated quarterbacks? Because you see how he threw that in right after that? I'm going to read it again, but you tell me if you think that he's just writing different thoughts and not, because I've seen Matt Mayoko write a tweet and then there's another subject underneath it and another one. Like he puts like almost bullet points, right?
Right.
This seemed to be one subject here. So are the Niners already rotating these guys with the ones? That's my question to you. So here we go. I'm going to read it again. The 49ers wrapped up a 75-minute practice that consisted of just one 11-on-11 period. Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance both completed their passes to Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. How do you take that? And I know you guys always say I look into stuff too much and all that stuff, but I think it's saying something if they're throwing both of them in there with the ones, even though it's only OTAs. But if they're doing that.
I mean, what I take from it is I'm not sure, to be honest with you, because they only had one 7-on-7 and one 11-on-11. And they also stated that Trey Lance was on the backfield throwing to the rookies and, second team people. And Jimmy Garoppolo was throwing to first string and took – I think it did – there was a tweet that came out and said Jimmy Garoppolo took all first string snaps. So there is one thing I take from this, though. Trey Lance is definitely going into the season as a number 2 at minimum. As
opposed to a 3?
I'm saying, yeah. So remember we had this conversation of who was going to be the backup if that there was going to be that competition there. Obviously, we know that, but this also says that they're throwing him right in to learn right away. So whether he takes over and competes against Jimmy Garoppolo or he is just the number 2 guy, where remember what we were saying, who's going to be number 3?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, because what I was saying originally was that whoever the number 3 quarterback is really going to be the number 2 for both quarterbacks, because if Lance isn't ready, it'll be Jimmy, let's just say Rosen, for example, and then Lance. And then if Lance is ready, it'll be Lance, Rosen, and then Jimmy, who will probably be traded. So I see what you're saying. You're saying that he's definitely going to be at least the backup.
Yeah. I think he's definitely going to go into the season as the backup, one way or the other.
At least the backup. I like it, man. Okay.
At least the backup. So that's what I take from that. But I do think that Kyle Shanahan, when he was talking in his presser today, and we'll get to that, but he was saying how, they're only getting about half the snaps of team right now that they normally get. Because people aren't up to football speed or football health yet, basically. So I do think Jimmy took all those 11-on-11 snaps, and I think Trey Lance was on the backfield taking all of the backup snaps. So that's kind of how I take it.
Also, guys, I want to give you guys a reminder. We are bringing 3 shows in a row this week. The next one is also going to be coming around the same time tomorrow, but it'll be a panel show. So if you guys want to see the guests that we have worked up for you guys, make sure you are here. I'm really proud of this. This is kind of born from something that was sporadic, but Nick wanted to keep it going. So we're going to do that here. We're going to keep the ball rolling. So hopefully you guys enjoy the show tomorrow.
What are your takes? And Tommy Huxley here says Trey threw 2 picks, but that's okay. There was a question.
I didn't hear that. I thought Trey completed 2 of his 3 passes. Is what
he threw 2 interceptions, which were high balls. And a lot of talk was when he was throwing the football of the high passes that he was throwing. And then somebody said, well, he's throwing to a 5'9" guy in the quarterback or the receivers coaches when he was throwing the football in there. So, and the question was asked to Kyle Shanahan today about the high throws. Do you say anything to him about his mechanics? Do you say anything to him about his mechanics? And he's like, I'm not really looking at his mechanics right then. Like, I'm watching where the ball is going and where it's at and things like that. So, but either way, I don't take anything from this, but I was just asking your question. Like, I mean, he's a rookie and he's going to make mistakes. He's learning, and that's football.
I am a big proponent on when mistakes happen. All right. So if you're telling me through 75 minutes he threw 2 interceptions, that's cool, right? But if it's an 11-on-11 drill or the red zone package or something, you want to hear about him being efficient then, right? If you're experimenting and saying, hey, I wonder if I can fit this in this window, or let me see if I get this receiver's timing right. I mean, this is all new to him. That kind of stuff isn't going to bother me. But once they start implementing packages, the 3rd down package or the 3rd and 4th down packages, that's when you're going to want to hear him being efficient. You want to watch the turnovers and stuff like that. In practice, it doesn't really mean anything, in certain situations because
Jimmy Garoppolo threw 5 interceptions in red zone,
and then we went to the Super Bowl. So what I'm saying? But because in other situations, it'll be an interception and then they'll just toss him the ball right back and then it's right back under center. It's not like, oh, the down's over, he's on the sideline reading the play. It's not an interception. We're so programmed like how we watch games. We think, oh, he threw an interception. That was it. No, he got the ball right back, and they just went to the next play. Like right. It wasn't. That wasn't it. It wasn't over. So it's pretty cool. Though I'm not worried about it. And like I said, depending on when either way, you want him to learn, even if it was the red zone period and stuff like that, right? Even if it was those situations, and I'm sure it wasn't. But even if it did happen, it's encouraging because you want him to learn. He has this whole collegiate career with just that 1 interception. That shit is not happening in the NFL. Get him used to it. That way he can get used to getting over it. Because one of the things I said about as soon as we drafted him is I want him to make that mistake early. Right. Get it out the way. Much like how we do with Jimmy Garoppolo. Once Jimmy throws an interception, we feel a lot better and more confident in how he's going to play the rest of that game.
Yeah.
I want that for Trey, but for his career. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go back to Matt's tweet because he did have a second part to it. He listed the injury report there. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, and if you can't, I suggest making this full screen. If you make it full screen, it's very nice, very big. Pause. So this the second one says did not practice Jeff Wilson Jr., as we later learned, Jalen Hurd, Jaquaski Tart, Marcel Harris, Nathan Jerry, D. Ford, Weston Richburg, and Nick Bosa. Let me leave this up here because we can see each other. We can peek over and see each other. Of this list, we know what happened with Jeff Wilson Jr. We know what happened with Weston Richburg. So let's exclude them for a second. Were there any names on this list that was a surprise to you to not see missing practice?
Just Probably Tart and Harris. They're probably the only two that were surprised. Nathan Jerry, I don't know. Jeff Wilson Jr., obviously, I know the reason now, so it would have been a surprise to me if I didn't know the reason. Jalen Hurd is still in rehab, recovering.
Mm-hmm.
Tart was supposedly not injured, so why is he not practicing? Marcel Harris, we didn't hear anything about an injury. D Ford, we know, is not even at the facility anymore, but he's been there rehabbing. Weston Richburg, we know what's going on with him. And Nick Bosa, there's no reason to be at OTAs right now. Still continue your recovery and be there for training camp.
So is Nick Bosa still in Florida?
Yeah. He's still in Florida, still training, and Kyle Shanahan told him to stay there. Kyle Shanahan said, I like your regiment that you're going through right now. Just stay there. You don't really need to be here for OTAs and come for training camp. Be ready for training camp.
All right. Well, that answers my question because my surprise was Nick Bosa, because from what I've been hearing, he's ready to go. But if he's staying for more recovery and all, then that's different. But from what I was hearing, he was ready to go. So that name did actually surprise me.
He's ready to go for training camp. Yeah. So Kyle basically said today in the presser that, Nick is training with his brother and the guy who has been working with him for his knee. And they've been reporting back to the staff with the 49ers about how things are going and what's going on. And it was just in the best decision to, you don't got to come to OTAs. Just stay doing what you're doing, recover, and be here for training camp.
Hey, did you actually watch the presser? I didn't see it yet.
Yeah.
You did?
I did.
All right. Well, before we get to anything else, tell me your takeaways from it because I didn't see it yet. Was it just Kyle or was it other people?
Well, Kyle did a breakdown in the early stages, and then George Kittle talked, Fred Warner talked, and Jimmy Garoppolo talked.
Got you. I am really glad Wayne's not on the show. The injury thing that you were talking about, he's going to pop up because that's the second time we've said his name. It's like Beetlejuice. We say it again, he's going to show up.
And the Celtics are getting destroyed, right?
Celtics are getting dog stomped, bro.
So Wayne will definitely be in here then.
And you just said it a third time.
Wayne.
But yeah, man, it's weird. I expect him to be back. But I'll go ahead, man. I wanted to hear what your takeaways were from the presser. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Shanahan was basically talking about how he's really impressed how many people showed up to camp. Then he broke down and said, we're a lot further along this week than we were last week, because guys showed up for rookie minicamp. And he said that he does like where the receivers are at right now. Biggest takeaway was, they asked about Julio Jones. And Kyle Shanahan said, well, I can't really talk about other players that are on other teams. But just so you know that we're never done.
Well, he said I saw a clip of that, or not a visual, not a video, but I did see a quote or something along the lines from it.
You're always trying to make your team better. Yeah.
He said that he was like, it's got to make sense. It's got to fit. We gave up a lot of capital already, so we can't just sit here and keep trading away what we don't have.
Well, because the question was that's where it comes out of context when it's being typed. So the question was, with you guys giving up so much capital already, and I don't even know if it's a possibility to go after a guy like Julio Jones, but is that something that you would be willing to do? And he basically said, from the gate, well, I'm not allowed to talk about other players that are on other teams, but when a player becomes available, who you think can make your team better, you do your due diligence. And if I were to say, I can't sit here and tell you that just because we spent all that capital that we're done. Right. If something comes up and we can do it, we're going to do it. But in no means will I ever say we're done. You're always looking to make your team better. So that doesn't eliminate or doesn't say that the Niners are going after Julio Jones, but it also doesn't eliminate it. It's the regular answer that you hear from Kyle and John all the time, that you're going to do your due diligence when a player comes available, and you're going to see what it's going to cost. And if you weren't, you're not trying to get better. Yeah.
All right. All right, here we go. All right, let me now I'm excited. I'm a little upset that I didn't see the presser now. Like I really enjoy watching pressers and doing stupid breakdowns, like getting like just overly detailed in them all. All right, so we discussed Jeff Wilson Jr. here and the time he's going to make. That's a lot of production that someone's going to have to replace, and that bodes well for Trey Sermon. We discussed here the people who were absent. Nick touched on it. Jaquiski Tart and Mark. See, his name is Jaquiski. Q-U-I is Qui. It's Jaquiski. I hear people say Jaquiski, and then I get yelled at for saying Jaquiski, but whatever. Marcel Harris, those two. Who's Nathan Jerry? Who is Nathan Jerry? And no disrespect at all, Nate. I hope you heal up and get back to practice. But Nathan Jerry, look at that. You know how the phone hears you? Oh, the dude from the Eagles, the linebacker from the Eagles. I remember when we acquired him. Okay. Yep. All right, so he's with the Niners now. Okay, that's who he is. All right, so Nathan Jerry, that was that one. The next one that we're going to discuss here is going to be. Oh, whoa! Let me scroll down more. I didn't go down far enough. Sorry. This here, and we kind of touched on it already. But 49ers center Weston Richburg is retiring from the NFL. Move will be official after June 1st. This is important. That designation is important. He hasn't played since week 14 of 2019 due to injury. Now, this is a guy that had a lot of promise when he was on the field, but it was when he was on the field. This is a move that I remember when we made this move, I was just like, I don't understand why we would get him from the Giants, and the Giants needed a center, and they're willing to let him go like something's up. And we got a couple of good games from him, but I mean, you know, I don't think I don't know if Weston Richburg was worth it. I know that sounds harsh, right? And I don't know how to find out how much he's been paid already and all. But I know that the contract he signed originally was $28.5 million guaranteed. But I don't know how much of that he got. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how that all worked out for him. But if he got all the guaranteed money, because that's ideally what it's for, right? He played – how many games for the Niners did he play? He played 28 games. He got $1 million a game. He played exactly 28 games. Nick, oh, you're still operating over there.
I'm listening to you.
No, it's just, you know, Weston was cool when he was out there, but he got $1 million a game. Was he worth it? Like,
I mean,
the potential, the gamble. He got a really big contract for somebody who couldn't come back from a concussion from the Giants.
Yeah, but it wasn't just the concussion that he didn't come back from. He tore his patellar tendon in his knee.
Is that what happened with him?
Yeah,
I thought it was a concussion.
It was a major injury.
I thought his injury in 2017 was a concussion. I could be wrong, and I hope
he
I'm
came
wrong.
back.
Now,
He played in 2019, and then he tore in the beginning of the Saints game. He tore his patellar tendon.
Oh, you're talking about for the Niners?
Yeah.
No. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about his injury with the Giants where he couldn't come back. That was in week 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
And he never ever came back. And I thought, let me look at his wiki page. So in week 3 against the Washington football team on September 25th, 2016, Richburg was ejected for committing 2 unsportsmanlike penalties. I like that, by the way. He became the first player ejected under the new rule in the NFL. Okay. On November 4th, 2017, Richburg was placed on injury reserve with a concussion and never returned. That was after 4 games with the Giants. That ain't enough. That ain't it, bro. And then he signed a 5-year deal, $47.5 million with 28.5 guarantee. I just don't get it. I didn't get it then, but I do want to thank him for his work here. I hope he heals up. let me tell you, man, when you're passionate about something and you physically can't do it anymore, it's devastating. It is really, really devastating. I hope his mental health is well. I hope he's prepared for the next phase in his life, because being forced into retirement is not something any of us plan on doing. None of us. Being forced to, everybody wants to retire. No one wants to be forced to do it. No one wants to be forced out the door. So I wish Weston Richburg the best.
Well, I mean, he did us a solid too. He took a crazy cut so that we could save money, and then was waiting till June 1st to save us money too, to retire. So we're not responsible for as much as we are. So I don't think we'll get much money back, like Brian was saying today. But the contract renegotiation earlier in the year, he kind of helped us out when D Ford did, to get some money to bring, guys like Juice and then back for this offseason. So, which was pretty good. So he did do the Niners a solid.
I got you, buddy. I got you. Let me make sure I can still mute my microphone, because I realize I'm talking still. I don't want what to happen last year. Remember, I kept pushing my button over here on my microphone, and you were like, Mike, can you stop talking over me? And I was
I was like talking, and you're like just blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, hand me this, hand me that. And I'm like, yeah, you said something. And I respond. I was like, no, I'm talking to my son. And I was like, wait a minute, he heard me?
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly why I'm telling you. I can't.
Oh, man. Okay, so the Weston Richburg retirement does not come as a surprise. We actually expected it to be announced earlier, but now we see why it wasn't announced earlier, because by this time next week, he will officially be retired. It's a June 1st cut. I was trying to see if there was a difference between the June 1st. Am I still on? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. My computer did something weird. I was trying to see if there was something different between June 1st and pre-June 1st, post-June 1st, and I don't see anything. So I won't beat that dead horse. Let's keep this thing moving here. We're just moving right along. I like this, man. I like the flow of this. Man, let me shut up. I'm going to sound like I'm hating on my guys. So this next one here is a two-parter, and I'm going to leave this up here so we can discuss it on the split sides here. So I'll lean over much like you are there. Kyle Shanahan said the 49ers fully expect Nick Bosa, ACL, to be ready for training camp. Where are you going? What the hell is this guy doing? He's still home training in Florida. Hello, he's back. All right. Shanahan also said wide receiver Jalen Hurd, ACL, should be ready to go by camp. Really hoping he stays healthy this year and we get to see him in game action. Now, this is Kate Rooney. Let's talk about the Nick Bosa part first. And now I know we discussed a lot of this already, and I asked, is he still in Florida? I read this, had it ready for the show, and like a dumbass still asked you, is he still in Florida?
I know. I was like, wait, didn't he know? Like, he's putting this picture up, so he obviously read Kate Rooney's tweet.
Right.
And knows he's in Florida, so I'm like, okay.
I freaking forgot, man. I freaking forgot. So, I mean, they fully expect him. All right. So is there what is there to take away from the Bosa tweet that we haven't discussed already? Probably nothing, right?
No, I mean, it's pretty much, like Kyle Shanahan said, stay there. There's no need for you to be at OTAs right now. Just finish your recovery, be ready for camp.
Now, let me ask you this. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I don't think he's ever going to play again, 10 being he's going to play right away, week 1, maybe even preseason, won't miss any time. How do you feel about Nick Bosa's likelihood to return?
Oh, I mean, 100%. 10. He's definitely coming back, yeah.
You think we see him in preseason and he's that good? He's ready to go.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll see him a whole lot in preseason.
Just give me a couple snaps, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll play when the starters play their little amount that they play. Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, I mean, Nick Bosa is a technician. So when you're in preseason, you're working on A, making a team, which Nick Bosa is not trying to do. B, you're working on technique and getting those snaps and working on your technique. And does Nick Bosa really need to be out there preseason? I mean, To be honest, I think they'll throw him out there for a few snaps, but I don't think he'll play. I think he'll just be ready for week 1 after training camp and maybe sit out some of preseason. I think he'll get a couple snaps, though.
Okay. All right. And then I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say 10. I think we see him in preseason. I think he's ready to go. I don't think that there's any kind of hiccups or anything holding him back. I think he's so important to the team that they are doing extra, and they're trying to make him mentally as comfortable as possible, because that's a big part of your physical healing as well. So, you want to stay out there with your brother? Fine. Go. Do it. Take care of what you need to take care of. But the second tweet here, Shanahan also said wide receiver Jalen Hurd should be ready to go by camp. Okay. So far the statements are the same. Both of them recovering from ACL. Really hoping he stays healthy this year and we get to see him in game action. Same question I'm going to follow this up with here. On a scale, 1, he's never going to play again. 10, he'll play in preseason and be ready. How do you feel about Jalen Hurd?
I feel a lot less optimistic about Jalen Hurd, to be honest with you, due to the fact that, he came off an injury, came back out. I don't even think he played another game and got injured. Then he got injured with his back. What was the first injury? Was it a concussion?
No, the one injury was his back.
No, that was his second injury.
No, the ACL was the second injury.
Oh, yeah, ACL. ACL, yeah, my fault. Well, then there was 3 injuries because the one he had.
This is only at the start of his 3rd year with the team.
Right, but I believe he got hurt and then came back.
Yeah.
Then he hurt his back, and then he came back and he hurt his ACL.
Right.
So yeah, I'm a lot less optimistic about him coming back. So I'm gonna probably give him like a 6.
Okay, that's higher than I thought you would give him. I'll be honest with you. What I'm not liking is the tweets I saw about Jalen Hurd. Everyone's like, "Why are we talking about this guy? He's not gonna make the team. He can't say da." And the same exact tweets about the guy above him here, Nick Bosa. I can't wait to see him back. He's great. He's wonderful. I get it. But you've seen Nick Bosa play one season. That's it.
Yeah, but he also won Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, no.
And has a lot better, higher talent.
Don't let facts get in the way of my little story here.
No, I'm not going to let you slide like that. I'm going to slide in like, no.
I'm saying, though, like, I understand what people are saying, right? But Nick Bosa's had a lot of injuries in the last 4 years of his career. Right or wrong? Come on now. Let's be honest.
No, I mean, he's only had 2. He had an ACL in high school, and then he had his quad injury in college, and now an ACL.
You're forgetting the core.
No, that's what I'm saying. The core quad area.
Oh, when you say quad, I'm thinking calf.
Well, it was where it connects to down. So it was the core. So that was only his second major. That was only his first major injury. So that's two major injuries in 4 years. Yeah.
And he's played one football season because of it. Well, 1.5 because he did do some of the college.
Yeah, he played a couple games in college.
1 or 2 games that season, something like that. So my point is, though, the optimism is way higher for Nick than it is for Jalen. Man, Jalen gonna come in here and smoke everybody. I can't wait. He's gonna be the best receiver on the team this year. Fuck it. I'll say it. I'll say it. He's gonna be the best receiver on the team this year, man.
George Kittle said something about him today.
Kittle said something about who?
Hurd. Because the question was asked about receivers, and he said, he's like, the question was, who would you like to see take a step above? And he said, to be honest with you, I'd like to see the whole teams take a step above where they're at. Which I like the answer of that, because it wasn't just an individual or a particular person. It was the whole team needs to step up. The whole team needs to get better. And I kind of like that. And then he's like, but I know Debo and Brandon Ayuk are looking to have better seasons. Obviously, Debo coming off injury, Brandon Ayuk with all the COVID stuff, really didn't get a chance to progress. Was kind of just thrown into the fire with injuries. That's what it was. Because the question was, how much do you lose with losing a guy like Kendrick Bourne? And he said, I think our receivers are good. I think all of our receivers are going to step up. And you also got to remember, he said, I'm excited to see Jawan Jennings and Debo and Ayuk. And I'm like, this guy's not even going to say Hurd. And then he was like, and I'm excited to see Jalen Hurd because Jalen Hurd basically is a freak when healthy. It's just he's got to stay healthy. No, he said, I want to see him touch the field again and see what he can do. That's what he said.
Okay. Master Sith gives us a $2 contribution. Cheers from San Francisco, hoping for a great season. I took one already, but I'll do another one. Bam.
Yeah, I don't have one up here. I just got water. I got to be up at 3:30, so I'm not drinking tonight.
Who said I was drinking? It's just a 49ers cup.
Mike, your ass always drinking.
That's y'all. See, all right, y'all. I'm gonna
you drink water all day at work and then liquor when you get home, right?
So,
all right, exactly.
But that's not. But that don't mean that's what I'm drinking now.
What are you drinking right now?
That's not the point. I just don't like the assumption. Like, look, you and Dom, y'all just coming at me. Mike, stay bash yourself. I didn't bash a single star player this whole show.
No, I didn't hear you say that.
I haven't bashed anybody. I just said that people are more optimistic about Bosa than they are about Hurd. That's all. I didn't bash anybody at all. He talked about Kittle. I didn't say anything. I've been behaving myself. I'm gonna put a stamp on these like Mike isms that aren't real. All right, I'm not always drinking, but I'm off tomorrow. So yes, I am having something to drink because
I'll look at you off during the week.
Yeah, so it turned like so. My job, I told you they just started doing the on-call for the whole week through, and last week was my week. I'm supposed to be off this weekend, but one of my coworkers asked me to cover for him like a month ago this weekend. I didn't know it was a freaking holiday weekend, so I said yes like an idiot, and now I'm stuck covering for him this weekend. And so my manager was like, "That's too much overtime." They at this job when you're on call, they pay you whether you get calls or not.
Right.
So he was like, "That's just too much money. Like you gotta stay home. Like we're not putting that much money in one person's paycheck without them doing anything, you know." Right. So he was like, "You got to stay home. You got to take a loss on some of the hours. Sorry, but the money I'll make just for being on call, it'll make it up." So
yeah.
So let's keep this thing moving here, and then we're gonna get to the meat and potatoes. We're almost done the show, man. Look, yeah. Now see, I'll give away here. I'll give some leeway here. I don't think I've been overly critical of Kittle. I think I say what people don't want to say about him, like his health concerns. Nobody else really wants to admit it, but I don't think he ever plays 17 games again. He's too physical of a player.
He said that in his presser today. He brought it up because somebody asked, what has he been doing differently this offseason? He said, I built a place on my property where guys can train. But I know that I've been having issues with my ankles, and that's one of my weaknesses. And I've been doing a lot of balance beam things that have been helping me with the strength in my ankles. And he said who he got them from, and he's walking up them and things like that, you know, getting the ankle to twist in certain ways, things like that. So he knows that he's been having issues with his ankles. So he's working on that. So he literally said that today.
Yeah. And my only point was that I don't, if I had to bet money on it, either he does or he does not play a full season again in his entire career, I'm betting no. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I would bet no. And I think anybody, if they were honest with themselves, would bet no also.
I mean, I would bet no for every single NFL player not playing a full 17-game season. And it's also it depends on how they're utilized.
Quarterbacks play full seasons all the time.
Yeah, I'm talking about receivers, tight ends, running backs, like guys that are getting consistently hit like all the time. Like quarterbacks get hit, but they don't get consistently hit. They're not in the trenches like offensive linemen. They're not getting beat up in the line like tight ends or tackled every time like a running back. And they're not doing a ton of running. So I would take that bet for any NFL player other than a quarterback, obviously. But the reason that I say that is I think Kyle Shanahan needs to be a lot smarter with George Kittle as well. Like, you got these other guys. You carry 3 or 4 tight ends on your roster every year. Change the management of him. Like, you have to. Like, he doesn't need to play every single down. Start putting some trust in guys you drafted. Charlie Warner.
Nah, I don't agree with that at all.
So he has to play every offensive snap?
If he's healthy, yes. Put him out there. He is supposed to be the best weapon on your team, and he's the highest paid at his position. Yes. I'm not babying you and giving you all this money. If you want to be babied, take a pay cut.
That's not babying though.
That is all right.
That's not babying.
We're gonna argue semantics here.
So it's okay to give Nick Bosa or D Ford time off?
That's a D-line rotation.
It's the same thing with an offense. It's a tight end. When you're lining up inside,
not the same thing.
You're getting beat up every single day, every single play.
Defensive linemen do different things. You have some that are pass rushers, some that are good against the run.
Nick Bosa just straight rushes the passer. That's it.
That's not true. Nick Bosa's what are you talking about? He's really good in the run game too. Nick, don't do that. You know Nick Bosa has mad tackles.
What is his job?
D Ford is only a pass rusher. We know that. D Ford is a liability in the run game. So he's gonna get pulled because the team isn't crazy enough to leave him out there.
Okay, so does Nick Bosa plays both, right? Pass rush and run down.
Yeah.
We don't say that we're not we're babying him because he comes off the field.
He doesn't have he doesn't have the highest paid contract of his position. And when he does, I expect him to be an every down player.
So, he won't ever be an every down player.
Why not? He better be a 3-down player if he gets that contract. If you're the best player on the team, you're
saying every down. I'm saying he won't ever be an every down, meaning 4 downs. He'd be a 3-down player.
Okay. All right. He's not a special teamer, bro. You know what I'm talking about.
Right. But I'm just saying, Kittle has to play the line too. Kittle plays inside and outside. He blocks and gets beat up too. So if he's taking, between 2 and 7 snaps off a game where you got other guys that you can fill in, why? I don't understand.
I'm not saying it's not smart. I'm not saying that they shouldn't do it. I'm talking about expectations and that it's babying him. Most teams run 2 tight ends out. We only run 1. So I'm saying that if your best guy is him, leave him in. He's supposed to be good in the run game, he's supposed to be good in the pass game and everything in between. Leave him in. When all we talked about when it was time to negotiate for him, people were saying, trying to justify $20 million. Oh, he's more than a tight end. He's a wide receiver. He's a running back. He's an offensive lineman. They were trying to justify all this stuff, and now it's like, hey, sit him down. Hey, let's do this for him. Let's do, like, you can't have both sides. Y'all justified paying him so much money because of how good he was and how important he was, but now we want to reel him in some.
Because it's the same as taking out, like, I'm just saying, guys need breaks, bro.
See, I sound like I'm bashing George Kittle again, and that's not what I was saying.
No, it's not. You're saying that if you're getting paid that amount of money, you need to be on the field all the time, but you're also saying that he won't be healthy. Well, a way of keeping him healthy to where he helps your team more than he hurts your team is spell him with other guys. I don't care if he's your best player. Like in that position, you just said it, it's not a wide receiver. They're not in the trenches blocking defensive linemen, linebackers, like where a receiver's running. George Kittle does line up on the inside. That's his primary job, is lining up on the line. So he's blocking pretty much every time, whether it's a chip block, whether it's a run block, or he's just beating a guy in a route and running. So it's just, to me, he's getting the same amount of burn that a Nick Bosa gets, or a D Ford, or that's why defensive linemen rotate. Offensive linemen don't rotate because of communication. So I mean, what's the difference between an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman?
Shit, our offensive lineman can rotate as much as they in and out of the lineup anyway. Right? All right. I'm sorry. We got a video to get to, and then we're going to actually do our position breakdown and get out of here, okay? We're going to try to wrap this up in an hour. I think we're doing all right, though, on time, man. We're having a lot of fun here. And, I love George. Just do what's best for the team. If that means rotating them, taking some snaps off so we can be
this is my theory on it.
If he can be present in all games and in critical games, then, yeah, I'd rather do that than have him be injured and miss multiple games. Absolutely.
Right, because then you're paying him for nothing. So my thought process on it is he can be the highest paid player on the team for all I care. But if he's not missing games because he's taking off some snaps and keeping his body right and getting those breaks and not wearing his body down, he's more of a help to the team than he is when he's injured. So that's my thought process on it. Earn your money, play when you can. I don't expect anybody to play every single snap. I mean, it's a toll on your body.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right, here we go. You ready to do this, man?
Yeah, let's do it.
Last thing before the position breakdown.
4 PDF and 101.7 4 choppy flat, and we ain't with that pit. Look, you pop like a giant, he just 4-5. Told him hit him in the leg and make him go side. He adapt me when you see me, cause I don't feel no chill when they pick you up off the ceiling. A real boy, I make it flooded in the season. While rappers going broken, blank corona is the reason. I show some.
I gotta watch that one more time. I'm getting so excited watching this, bro. I feel like a little kid over here. Hold on, I gotta watch it one more time.
4 PDF and 101.7 4 choppy flat, and we ain't with that pit. Look, you pop like a giant, he just 4-5. Told him hit him in the leg and make him go side. He adapt me when you see me, cause I don't feel no chill when they 4 PDF and 101.7 4 choppy flat, and we ain't with that pit. Look, you pop like a giant, he just 4-5. Told him hit him in the leg and make him go side. He adapt me when you see me, cause I don't feel no chill when they pick you up off the ceiling. A real boy, I make it flooded in the season. While rappers going broken, blank corona is the reason. I show some.
You see that first drop back? Him and Jimmy were perfectly in sync with their footwork, their hips, everything.
And did you see whose ball? You see who came out faster? Did you see which ball came out faster?
Trey's did.
It did.
Yeah.
They talked about Jimmy's quick release.
If you watch that again, just watch that first one and watch their feet, their legs, their hips, their arm motion. Everything is synced.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to play it again so you can see it. Also, look for one more thing. Jimmy steps into the throw. This is not something Jimmy normally did. Normally, Jimmy would hitch and he would throw flat-footed.
Yeah.
Watch Jimmy come off of that back foot. Watch him, what's it called when you turn the toe? Pivot. Watch him pivot on that right foot. Oh, my God. Let's
4 PDF and 101.7 4 choppy flat, and we ain't with that pit. Look, you pop like a giant, he just 4-5. Told him hit him in the leg and make.
both of those throws, Jimmy.
Even on the first one, the hop to change directions.
Yes.
They were like perfectly in sync.
Yes. Yo.
Skangs is back, bro. You can tell Skangs is back.
Yes. I should not be this excited over those dumbass things that we just watched, Nick. But those are the little things that make the big differences, man. That's stepping into the throw. Those type of things, man. Oh, my goodness. All right, I don't want to talk negative, so I won't say what I was going to. There is a negative in the video to me. And
there was to me, too. Why? Well, I don't know if it's a negative. Jimmy was doing a play action on one, and Trey wasn't doing the play action.
Yeah. I want you to – all right, so we're going to play it one more time. Look at the release point for Trey and on here.
4 PDF and 101.7 4 choppy flat, and we ain't with that pit.
I don't know if you can see it there because if you don't do it on full screen, it's hard to see. Remember how they said that all of his bad throws today were high?
Mm-hmm.
If you look, his release point was a little bit higher.
Here.
Yeah, as opposed to being out, it was like up here.
He throws from the ear.
Yeah, like a little above the ear. Yeah.
Instead of here.
Right.
Like here, his is here.
So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out and what happens. But again, these are the things that you want to happen early.
Bro, I told you, I'm okay with Jimmy being here and starting. Like, I'm okay with that. Because Jimmy right now, this isn't saying going into training camp or preseason or anything like that, but Jimmy right now is the best quarterback for this team right now. And that's because he knows the system, he knows the things, and if he can overcome his injuries and mentals and not make mistakes. And Jimmy even said he worked on a ton of shit this year, so we'll see. He had to. He knows he had to.
If that man learns to step into his damn throws, bro.
So it should be interesting.
it's a wrap if he learns to step into these throws, bro. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to beat around the bush or anything like that, but that video was exciting to see.
And we should be excited. It shouldn't be we as fans should be excited that we have two good quarterbacks with the potential of being great and taking us to another Super Bowl. And the future is bright. We get in there, you spend that much money on a first round draft pick quarterback at top 3. But if you have this situation to where a guy is healthy and who has taken you to a Super Bowl and stays healthy and can win you football games, we should be happy about that. We shouldn't be fighting as fans over Trey Lance or Jimmy Garoppolo because we fight for that emblem on the shoulder pad or the jersey and the helmet. So,
yes, sir.
I mean, to me, Kyle Shanahan's going to go with the best guy at quarterback, I believe. Who's the better quarterback?
All right. You ready to do this, man?
Yeah.
Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this. It's going to be short, and I'm okay with that. I had a lot of fun here. So what we're going to be doing is discussing the safety position. All right, and we're going to try to just see what we think here. Let me see here. Let me see. All right, here we go. Scroll across the bottom, add the banner. Boom. All right, so I'm going to tell you the players that the Niners have right now listed as safeties, okay? Tavon Wilson, Jaquiski Tart, Kai Nakua, Jared Maiden, Talanoa Hufanga, Marcel Harris. Now, what's weird is Jimmy Ward is not listed here. Again, he's listed as a DB. Do you want me to read the DBs in here also?
No.
Because why do they keep doing this to Jimmy? Do they like trying to upset this dude? Because they have
I think he's just listed as a defensive back because he plays multiple positions.
I mean, all right.
Art doesn't play multiple positions.
Where's Tavares Moore playing?
What's that?
Tavares Moore.
Tavares Moore is probably a free safety backup.
So he should be in this group also.
But he plays corner too.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. I think
well, that's why I just wanted to read those two names also because of that. That's
considered a defensive back.
So those are the names here. We don't have much new to discuss because we did a roster breakdown before we got to the draft to decide what we needed. But there are a couple of new names here, mainly the rookie, and we discussed him ad nauseum. I just want to, if you had it your way, because the team last year kept four safeties for the final 53. And when I say final, I mean the initial, because as we all know, it's a living, breathing thing. They don't. Yeah. So last year they kept Jimmy Ward, Jaquiski Tart, Tavarius Moore, and Marcel Harris. A lot of people were assuming that Jonathan Cyprien was going to be in there, but he didn't do it. So if we were trying to guess the four right now, who would they be and why?
The four right now, I would go with Ward, Tart,
Jared Maiden, Kai Nakua, Tavon Wilson,
Hufanga,
Marcel Harris,
and Tarvarius Moore. That would be my four.
Not Marcel Harris.
No.
You have.
I didn't have Marcel Harris making this roster last year. It's not going to change this year. When you bring in a guy like Hufanga, who is that guy who can back up Tart and learn this system and get a jump on this system because Tart's a free agent next year, you bring him in. Marcel Harris has been here 3 years. His primary thing is special teams. Hufanga plays special teams too. So you keep Moore here, who is the backup free safety. Hufanga will be the backup strong safety, and you keep Ward and Tart at their positions, if healthy.
You know, I want to agree with you, but I saw I was watching the you saw it in the group chat. I was watching the Patriots game the other night, and Harris got the start in that game, and he's so freaking electric when he doesn't have to.
When he doesn't have to backpedal and go for the ball, he's electric. But if it's in front of him, he's electric. But he can't cover, and that hurts him.
But can't he get better?
He's had 3 years to get better. Has he gotten better? I'm being serious. That's no knock.
I know you are, and that's why I laugh, man. I'm not disagreeing.
I like his electric that he plays with the ball in front of him. I like his mental and his speed. But if something gets behind him, it's garbage. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you need to upgrade at that position because we know that Tart does not stay healthy. I'd rather have a rookie in there learning from day one and making this team and getting more snaps than a Marcel Harris. Now, obviously, he has to earn it and stay healthy. But I would rather, instead of putting him on a practice squad and somebody being able to snatch him be on this roster to where he is Tart's replacement. Marcel Harris isn't Tart's replacement. Like, let's be real. Like, if he was, Tart would have been gone and not re-signed this year. Marcel Harris would have been the starter. But we still signed Tart to bring back. So giving his injuries, and then you go out and draft a guy that's just like Tart. So the writing's on the wall for me that Hufanga going to make this team. And Marcel Harris is probably the odd man out. And Marcel Harris was close to not making the 53 last year. But Tart got injured.
Tart didn't get injured because Tart made the 53.
Yeah, he did. But I'm saying his injury history, like. But you also wasn't Jared Maiden. No, Jared Maiden got called up, right?
Yeah. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, so Jared Maiden
the four that they kept at the final breakdowns were Ward, Tart, Moore, and Harris. Now, where was Reed playing last year? Didn't Reed play safety? Or did he play corner?
DJ Reed?
Yeah.
He played with Seattle.
No. He started with the Niners and we cut him like idiots.
He got injured.
No, he didn't.
He was injured last year.
No, he was not. He didn't make the final.
Because he was in recovery going to Seattle, and then when he could play, he got signed when he was injured.
No. It's not it's not what happened. DJ Reed got cut, and we thought that we could stash him on practice squad, and then the Seahawks picked him up right away. I'm like 100% sure on that. But what position did he play is what I'm saying.
He played nickel and corner.
Okay. All right. I thought he played safety for some reason, but it could have been nickel. Okay. All right, yeah. That was all right. That's another position for another time, and I won't do that. I just know that this team sometimes gets too cute and thinks that they can do certain things. They kept all veterans last year. Was there a rookie safety in the mix last year? I can't remember, but they seem to be really excited about Hufanga. All right, my final four are going to be
just real quick. Following rapid recovery, Seahawks cornerback DJ Reed enacts revenge against the 49ers. Calling himself quick healer, Reed came back from an injury far faster than San Francisco thought he would, returning to action from a torn pectoral muscle to help Seattle pick up a pivotal divisional home win against his former team in Week 8.
I don't care about that. When did we cut him? The Niners claim they let him go. We cut him in preseason. Everybody thought he should stay. That's what I was thinking. We cut him. He didn't make the final 53. He wasn't cut because of injury. He didn't make the 53.
No, he was injured. He got cut because of injury.
I still don't think so.
We gave him an injury settlement, I believe.
I don't know about that. Hold on. Let me see here. This will be our last little
Reed enacts revenge against 49ers shortly after he was diagnosed with a torn pectoral muscle, and with his season seemingly over before it started, the 49ers chose to release him under the presumption he would clear waivers and revert to injured reserve.
He was placed on the active non-football injury list at the start of training camp, July 28th, 2020, and waived from the list with a non-football injury designation on August 4th. Non-football injury designation on August 4th, 2020.
Now I'm looking at it right here, and it says the 49ers chose to release him under the presumption he would clear waivers and revert to the injured reserve.
Right. They thought they had a chance to keep him. And
November
Seattle
4th.
picked him up the next day.
And that was in November.
Oh, Seattle picked him up, man. No, that was August 5th. What? August 5th, the Seahawks picked him up, bro. I'm looking at it right now. August 5th is when they picked him up. They got him August 5th. But I think both of us are right, because it says that he was placed on the active non-football injury list. So something happened outside of football.
Yeah,
and he was waived with a non-football injury August 4th. That's preseason.
So the 49ers decided to waive defensive back DJ Reed at the beginning of training camp in August, 1 month after he sustained a torn pectoral muscle that would sideline him for half of the regular season.
Yeah.
So it was a non-football injury because it happened before football season.
Yeah. All right.
So.
All right.
But either way, yeah, Kyle Shanahan says it made them sick to lose him.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah, I know that, Logan. I know a non-football injury is still an injury. It's just
I think he's talking to me because I was saying that it wasn't injury. They thought they could stash him. But yeah, I mean, I get it. I understand. I understand what you're saying. I digress. You got that one. It was definitely injury. I hate being wrong again. I never admit when I'm wrong, so I hate it, apparently. All right. So I think the four that I would go with, though, I would go with Tart, Harris, Ward, See, the thing is, the Niners like to give their guys a chance. I'm gonna go with Ward and Moore. Ward, Moore, Tart, and Harris. I'm gonna stick with them.
All right.
Those are the same ones that made it last year. They're back on the team. You got to come in here and do something impressive to take their spots. But we'll see. We will definitely see what happens, man. That's really it for the safety position breakdown. Like I said, we discussed everybody already. In other shows, we have Tavares Moore, Jimmy Ward. We have Jaquiski Tart. We have Marcel Harris, Talanoa Hufanga, Jared Maiden, Kai Nakua, and Tavon Wilson. Tavon Wilson is 32 years old. I'm kidding. He's number 32. I'm just kidding.
Joe P says, I think even the Madden video game moved Harris to linebacker. This is a good thing. I'm not saying that happened in Madden or anything like that, but
hey, what did you say? What happened?
They said it. He says, Joe P says, I think even the Madden video game moved Harris to linebacker. Why could he not compete with Al-Shaair as the Sam linebacker? Probably because of his coverage skills.
Yeah, shut up. Aziz don't cover better than him, man.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So is that why? I don't know. Why couldn't you try to have him compete and play linebacker? I think he played some linebacker for us. I think he played linebacker in the did he play linebacker in the Saints game?
Don't get me lying, bro. I don't know.
I said I think. I don't know.
I mean, some people say players played linebacker. I remember people were saying Richard Sherman played, safety and all that. It was nickel and dime packages that So it was just more people out, more DBs. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't really about him playing safety, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure. I don't want to say that he didn't, but I don't know. I have to watch it again and look for those plays. All I know is that when I saw Harris playing in that Patriots game, he was really, really good. Cam also didn't throw downfield a whole lot, like deep. He also didn't throw deep. So you know what I'm saying? So like,
no, y'all owe me some serious crow for that, man. Y'all gonna make me eat crow? Y'all need to eat some serious crow on that, like literally eat crow.
About what?
About that whole Cam Newton shit, man. Y'all just took it like, oh yeah, he's garbage now. Like y'all talk so much shit.
I never said he was garbage now. I never said he was garbage now.
Yes, you did. You just said the other day he can't throw downfield. His arm's done. His arm shot.
I said that last year. I said as the year went on, it looked like he lost the strength in his arm. Yes.
You said, yeah, but I'm saying before the season when we were talking about the Patriots game, I think you gave us a loss because Cam was going there.
I never remember. I never gave the loss because of Cam Newton. We picked it before Cam Newton went there.
But then I think when
I gave it a loss because I said Belichick knows Garoppolo. That was why I gave it a loss. Now I remember when Cam went, I was like, "Oh, well, this game got a little bit." No, Breezy was like, "This game got a little bit more interesting." And then you were like, "No, it's definitely a win now." Like that's how it played out. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. Cam is Cam, and I think he's going to come back. Though I heard a podcast with him on it, talking about how that was like, oh my god, that was like one of his worst years. And he basically was saying like, I can't go out like that. I just can't go out like that. I gotta come back and gotta fix how I'm going out.
Yeah, so he played like dirt.
It was interesting to hear him say that because to me it sounds like he's looking forward to retirement, but he doesn't want to retire playing that bad. You know what I'm saying? So
because that shit was garbage. This guy had I had two surgeries, and I could probably still throw a football better than what.
Nah, I'm not buying that.
No, you're right because I can't barely.
You're not going to do Cam like that, bro.
I can barely throw right now, but he's got professional athlete doctors taking care of his shit, top notch. Like yeah. I had some guy off the street, not really, but
Nick's surgeon was waiting for him in the subway.
I had a sign out there like, "If somebody kicks in the shoulder,
cut me for a cheeseburger."
Yeah, bro. But no, I hope he does play better this year, and prove me wrong. But that's definitely.
Well, we will definitely see what happens, man. We will see what happens. Nick, man, I think we had a great show. I thank you for jumping on, man. Thanks for making time. I know you got to go because you got to get the rest, get to work in the morning. That's right, man. Get back on your grind. Hello.
I know, man. I can't wait. I've been so happy to be working this week. Like. It just lifted a big burden off my chest, man. It's been 3 years coming, 3 years, long years. Still not 100%, and obviously I have permanent restrictions now, but it just makes you feel like you have purpose, I guess you could say, to wake up and go to work every day. So, yeah, I hope everybody's doing good, man. I got to get over there and see you soon, though, the kids at least, especially our New Jersey's finally lifting their mask order this Friday.
I don't live in New Jersey.
I know you don't, but I'm saying we got to get out one night. You can actually dance around and shit now in Jersey and stand up in a bar. So, which is good. And, I'm already fully vaccinated anyway, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, I got to get over and see the kiddos, man. It's been like a year.
I think it's probably been longer than that. It feels like
you probably drank my bottle that you got me for my birthday, which my new birthday's coming up now, next month.
I didn't drink. I don't like that app. I don't like Apple stuff, but
let me put you. Well, you don't really like shots, but if anybody likes shots, I'm gonna give you a good shot. So I tried this for the first night. I posted on my Twitter the other night.
Buttery nipple.
No. It
tastes like candy.
It's called a peanut butter cup, right? But it's Screwball whiskey, a little bit of banana. What's that? Screwball.
Which is peanut flavor.
Yeah.
Screwball is
peanut butter. Yeah, it's peanut butter whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
So Screwball whiskey, which is peanut butter whiskey, a little bit of banana liqueur, and then a little bit of Bailey's Irish cream. That shit is deadly. Like, so good. You just keep drinking them shits. Deadly.
It sounds like a stomach ache. Like it sounds like a lot of sweets.
It's not, though. It's not real sweet. It kind of tastes like, I mean, it tastes like a peanut butter. Have you ever had peanut butter cup ice cream?
I don't like ice.
Oh my god, I can't tell you.
I like strawberry ice cream, like with real straw, like from Halo Farm. But I'm not an ice cream person. I don't have a sweet tooth like that, bro. I know y'all be thinking I'm crazy, man. It's the truth.
Well, I don't either anymore since I dropped all the weight. Like I stopped sweets, but it's really good. Joe P says, "Be blessed, Nick. I met you in DC at the Skins game a couple years ago. Maybe we link up in Philly this year. Love y'all, MB Niners." Joe P, I remember you, bud, and yeah, definitely, we'll be at the Philly game. So I know I'm helping the chapters run the takeover, so I'll definitely be there. And I think a couple of the guys might come in and stay at my house and go to the game too. So, which will be fun. So we'll definitely meet up, man. Definitely.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fun game, man. It's gonna be a fun game, guys. Again, make sure you guys tune in for tomorrow because we have a big panel coming to you guys, and I can't wait to discuss.
Yeah, I'm so mad I can't make that
show. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry,
your
man.
fault.
I'm sorry. You want to go out and get jobs and shit, and this is what happens.
Croc Talk TV. Look, Croc Talk. Let's go, Croc. You can stay here, bro.
What was the shotgun in the wall bet?
That was the bet of if we drafted.
Oh, McCorkle. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Croc, you know you're more than welcome always at my house, bro. So I have another room up here. It's got a bed there. I got 2 air mattresses. Y'all can flop wherever, bro. You know how it is. We did it in the home opener. Croc was on a floor in a chair. He was all over the place. So
yeah, he's from Arkansas. He can sleep outside now. He's used to that shit.
He got a tent and shit.
he comes with a sheet and 2 springs. He call it a hammock.
But nah, definitely, Croc. You're more than welcome, man. Hit me up. So,
what them Lakers doing, huh? I see him trying to.
Oh yeah, that was another big takeaway. Shanahan did say about Fred's extension. Said he wants Fred to be a Niner forever, and he has no doubt that it will get done sooner than later.
Oh, that means it's basically already done. They just got when coaches start saying shit like that, it's already done.
He said, "Cool, because y'all East Coast hotel prices are out of my budget, bro. Them West Coast ones ain't no cheaper either."
He's not out west no more. I just told you.
No, I know he's in Arkansas, but they got like log cabins and shit, like bungalows. They got bungalows out there, bro. That's what they got.
This, I am not doing this with y'all. All right, man. Hey, we thank y'all for checking us out. We will see y'all tomorrow. By the way, I'll go ahead and give a spoiler here. One of the guests is in the chat right now. I won't say any names, but somebody who will be on the panel tomorrow is in the chat right now. So make sure you guys check us out, man. I can't wait to see you guys there. Nick, again, thanks for jumping on. This has been a lot of fun, man. And I'll see you on the next show that you're on, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm going to try to jump on tomorrow night. Depends on what time you guys are going. I get off at 10, so I might just pop in and say what's up to everybody if you're still on. And, but yeah, appreciate it, man. As always, I appreciate you keeping things rocking and rolling over here when I'm not available. So much love to you. Much love to the faithful, man. And let's get after it, guys. It's almost here.
That's right. Can you see us? Can you feel us? It's nothing but Niners, baby. We out of here, guys. Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always remain faithful.
We out of here. Peace.